Boxing has always been described as the bloodiest, most ruthless sport in the world, a place where warriors trade fists and pain for glory. Yet, even in the heart of such savagery, there are rare fighters who transform bloodshed into spectacle, men who turn violence into theater and pain into performance. They are not just boxers, they are dancers of the ring, masters of rhythm, showmen who make audiences gasp with awe as much as they roar with adrenaline. Take Ben Whittaker. By 2024, he was still considered a promising prospect, a young man with skill and swagger but not yet tested by true danger. That changed when the experienced Khaled Gradia stepped up, a man determined to ruin the shine of the undefeated newcomer. As soon as the bell rang, however, Whittaker made it clear this would not be a night for upsets. He danced around Gradia, making him miss, making him look foolish, digging a grave with his fists punch by punch. He slipped shots with grace, his defense so sharp that Gradia's best efforts ended with nothing but his own face absorbing punishment. Whittaker's showmanship was impossible to ignore. He didn't just fight, he performed each movement like a stage act. Gradia's swelling face told the story, and the referee was forced to stop the slaughter. Whittaker's rise continued, his swagger now matched with substance. But long before Whittaker, there was the original showman, the pioneer of dance inside the ring, Emmanuel Augustus, the man nicknamed the Drunken Master. No one embodied unorthodox rhythm better than Augustus. Against Ray Oliveira, he gave fans a performance that defied belief. From the opening bell, Augustus moved as though the ring was his dance floor. Pirouettes, sways, feints that looked like stumbles. His movements hypnotized Oliveira, who couldn't tell if this was madness or genius. And then, just as the crowd laughed at his theatrics, Augustus would snap a left hook or uppercut into his opponent's jaw with precision. Oliveira looked lost, demoralized, and even tried to play along, but he lacked the charisma, the craft, the magic. Augustus was both clown and assassin, humiliating Oliveira until the fight was called. He didn't just beat opponents, he toyed with them, left them confused, and walked away as if to say, "This is my art. And you are only my canvas." Then there was Prince Naseem Hamed, perhaps the most flamboyant boxer Britain ever produced. Known simply as Nas, he was a man who never walked into a ring quietly. Against Jose Badillo, Hamed showed why his name belonged among legends. From the start, Badillo tried to land heavy blows, but Hamed's reflexes were something from another world. He dodged punches like a man in a trance, his body moving to a rhythm only he could hear. He taunted, he showboated, and then he struck with devastating uppercuts and right hands. Badillo, overwhelmed, could only clutch and stumble as Hamed unleashed one dazzling flurry after another. Each punch seemed to land harder than the last, and soon Badillo's corner had no choice but to throw in the towel. Hamed's show wasn't just about victory, it was about dominance, about reminding the world that boxing wasn't just a sport. It was a stage, and then came Roy Jones Jr., the man who many believe was the most gifted athlete ever to put on gloves. In 2000, Jones stepped into the ring with Richard the Destroyer Hall, a massive, dangerous opponent with knockout power. Size didn't matter to Jones. Once the fight began, Jones toyed with Hall like a man playing with a doll. His speed was unmatched, his angles impossible. He knocked Hall down with a blistering right hand, sending the giant to the canvas. Somehow, Hall got up, but instead of learning humility, he mocked Jones, taunted him, and invited punishment. Jones accepted. Round after round, he dismantled Hall with precision and cruelty. He danced, he grinned, he humiliated the Destroyer until it was no longer sport. It was a lesson. By the end, Hall was broken, and Jones had shown the world once again that no man alive could match his brilliance in the ring. But perhaps the greatest example of boxing's dance was Muhammad Ali. The young Ali in 1966 faced Cleveland Williams in a fight that would help define his legacy. From the very first seconds, Ali floated. He glided across the ring as though the laws of gravity bent to his will. His punches stung like bees, his shuffle dazzled the crowd, and his combinations landed like lightning bolts. Williams had no answer. Every attempt to fight back was swallowed by Ali's speed and reflexes. Ali knocked him down again and again, each punch echoing like thunder, until the referee had no choice but to stop it. That night wasn't just a win. It was a declaration. Muhammad Ali was not only a fighter, but a phenomenon. This was the performance that cemented him as more than a boxer. He was an icon, a poet of the ring, the man who turned violence into beauty. Even beyond boxing, the tradition of showmanship lived on. Michael Venom Page, a king of spectacle in MMA, carried his theatrics into the boxing ring. Against Poland's Michał Ciach, Page turned the fight into a showcase. His unorthodox movements resembled Augustus's drunken master style, his swagger unshakable. Ciach was confused, hesitant, unable to read the rhythm of a man who fought like no one else. Then came the venom. Page unleashed a devastating right hand that sent Ciach crashing to the canvas. Somehow the pole rose again, but Page ended it in brutal fashion moments later with another thunderous shot that folded his opponent to the ground. The referee waved it off as Page strutted, victorious and unapologetic, the modern heir to boxing's tradition of dance and destruction. What unites these fighters, Whittaker, Augustus, Hamed, Jones, Ali, and Page, is not just victory. It's the ability to captivate, to transform a brutal sport into a performance that lingers in memory long after the final bell. They are artists in a world of warriors, performers in a world of pain. Each of them took the savagery of boxing and turned it into something unforgettable, something fans could not only respect but admire. Boxing may be the bloodiest, most ruthless sport on earth, but within that storm of fists and fury, there exists beauty. The beauty of rhythm, of swagger, of fighters who dance with danger and make violence look like art. These are the men who remind us that boxing is not only about who wins and loses. It's about how you make the world watch. Do you think boxing needs more showmen like these legends, or should the sport stay rooted in pure discipline and grit? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story from the ring. The drama, the artistry, and the legends, they're just getting started.